Hello, guys. I'm CJ, and today I have a very special guest with me. I got Lewis, and I'm going to let you pronounce the name because I know I'm going to butcher it.
My name or the
The name of your tequila.
okay, my name is Luis Torres. I'm the CEO of Tequila General Gorostieta.
Very awesome. Well, I've had the pleasure of trying your tequila, and I was absolutely blown away. It is one, it is such an elegant bottle. It simple but very classy. I mean, every aspect of the bottle itself, which just was a total turn on for me. And I have enjoyed what I have gotten so far, and so far I've just had the Blanco, but it really has impressed me. So it made me want to reach out and a representative of yours here in the U.S.
Yes.
Hidden Gem put us together, and we were able to put this together for us today. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day. I know you're a very busy person. I see what you do for a regular job, so
Yeah, that's a pretty demanding job, but I'm happy. I'm done with most of my first couple of weeks of lawyering. I'm all free. The rest
awesome. So, are you staying in Mexico or are you here in the United States?
right now, I am in Monterrey, which is the northeast part of Mexico. We're
Okay,
how an hour and a half south the border of Texas,
okay, gotcha.
very close. So that's where I live most of the time. I commute a lot to the highlands of Jalisco, and I travel a lot to the U.S. now, promoting the brand.
Awesome. So, where did your passion for this wonderful tequila that you and Anna Marie worked together and put together? Where'd that passion come from? Because I really didn't see any lineage of of any history in at least what I could find that you have tequila makers in your bloodline.
Okay, well, there are some tequila makers on my bloodline. Uh, the Bañuelos, the Bañuelos family, the owners of Hacienda Vieja, and on the other side, from El Mexicano, they are my third cousins. Our great grandfather were great grandfathers, grandparents were cousins or brothers. I don't
Okay.
know that part, but that's where my heritage comes from in terms of tequila. The first time I was in Arandas was a little bit over 20 years ago. Visit some friend, now friend. He was a former attorney who worked with my firm, and he invited me over to Arandas, and I immediately fell in love with the town and the culture and the people, and also tequila. So that's what this all comes from. And at some point, after I have this ranch where the hacienda is, that I bought it around 2008, and decided to develop it, to build the hacienda, and then starting expanding the property. There was a chance to acquire some land, and that land was planted with agave. So at some point in 2014, with some friends, we said, "Hey, let's why don't we make some like a small batch, a single barrel for us with the agave I have in the hacienda." And I was completely unaware of all what it meant to to make tequila and to be in the industry. And that talk remained on hold for a couple of years until the agave was ready. And then I went to Felipe Camarena. I'm sure you know very
Oh,
well.
yes. Yes, very much so.
And I talked to him about doing something, and it was only a chit chat. It never, we never took it anywhere because I was not serious back then. So in 2018, I put together a group of businessmen from my hometown, from here, from Monterrey. Very talented professionals, corporate alligators. And then I told them, two of them in retirement already, and the others very smart guys, economists, Stanford, Yale people. I mean, very, very
Mhm.
smart guys. And then I told them, why don't we start a, a tequila? Like, you know how this is, right? Everyone, a couple beers on, believe they're unstoppable and start making wishful thinking.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, we said, yeah, let's go. And I had the fortune to convince them all of getting on board. And then Ana Maria joined. She made an extraordinary job with us. And then all of a sudden we had a tequila on our hands.
So
And,
first
uh,
lot was made at 14.99, correct?
well, we started we make the Joven, which is the one that has Repo and Blanco.
Yes.
It's a blend. It's a wonderful, uh, amazing blend of both spirits, both expressions. We made that with the Vivanco family at 1414.
Okay. So that's where your relationship with the Vivanco family came in.
Yes. Well, also two of the Vivanco close relative members, named Camacho.
Mhm.
They are they are partners in the company too.
Awesome. So they
Yeah.
got some skin in the game.
Yes, exactly. And they are Camacho Vivanco, so they have some connections. They put us together. They put us. They connect us to um, Jose Manuel and to Sergio Vivanco, and then we got to create all this. And then in 2021, we crossed the border into the U.S. We created a company in a way that it would be a transnational company with a based in Mexico with a branch in the U.S. I mean, being a lawyer, I was able to put together with another lawyer who works at my firm, and he's a partner too. We were able to put together a corporate structure that would make sense in terms of growth in the future. And we had a great product. We had a great story to tell, and then we got into the U.S. and we started selling very well. People liked the product. We made a commitment to deliver the best we could, and our dream came true. We are now in the industry with an extraordinary tequila and with a lot of plans of future growth.
Yeah, I would concur with that. It is an absolutely phenomenal tequila.
Thank
Um,
you.
I put it up with there with some of my most favorite brands. It's just so smooth and elegant. Maybe smooth is not the right word, but I mean so agave forward. First of all, with very little pepper, you just get a little bite on the tip of the tongue, and I mean it rolls down and it is very clean in every other aspect of it. And the aroma is just wonderful. So I guess that goes in. Where did Anna Marie come in and she helped you develop the Blanco?
She came in when we were picking the profile back in early, I would say, half of 2019. And she designed the profile for the Blanco and for the Joven, for both. She did a splendid job. I grant
Yes.
it's a privilege having worked with her. It's definitely uh, challenging and a life changing opportunity.
Yes. Me and my wife toured Mexico, and we got to go through some of the distilleries um, last year, I guess now. And yeah, it's amazing what those guys do to put all this wonderful tequila together, and of course get it out to us, the tequila enthusiast. And I'm just amazed, and I just I truly do love your tequila. It is an amazing piece.
Thank you. That alone is why we do it,
Yes.
for this kind of feedback. I really thank you. I'm humbled by your remarks. Thank you so much, CJ.
So was any of it produced at 14.99?
There is a small batch of Blanco that was produced at 14.99 by Ana Maria
Okay.
Dealer, and it's been a very successful batch. We released after a couple of years. We released that batch of Blanco in Mexico, and in a couple of months it flew away. And I mean, like, I don't know, 500 cases. They they were they disappeared.
Yeah, I could see why. So I guess that goes to my next question. Where are you available at in the United States so far?
When am I? Well,
Where? What states are you approved to sell your tequila in?
okay. Well, in 2021, December 2021, we were in California. 22, we gained Texas. We focused a lot on Texas, and 2023, we got licensed to sell in those states. Florida, we applied in Illinois, New York. So in 2024, we're gonna be selling in Texas, California, Florida, Illinois, New York, Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota, Nevada, Connecticut, and Massachusetts.
I didn't hear Kansas or Missouri in there.
Well, not yet.
Okay.
And I'm forgetting Georgia. The state of Georgia is also going
Yeah.
to be in the agenda. Yeah, so there are very ambitious plans for the brand, and that's a lot of work, by the way.
Well, 1414 seems to be keeping up with the production, so all the responsibility now falls on Sergio.
Yeah, Sergio Cruz is an amazing guy. Super cool.
Yeah. Yes, he
He's
is.
a friend.
I've had the pleasure of speaking with him a few times, and he is always generally happy. It seems like, and very friendly, and just wants to be everybody's bud. It seems like.
Yeah, yeah, he's
So,
super.
so how long are you letting your agaves age to get so much aroma and flavor out of them? Because it again, compared to a lot of the other brands that I've tasted and experimented with, I mean, yours is probably the most agave forward tequila I've ever had.
Wow, great. Thank you.
And I got a lot of good ones up here.
Oh yeah, I saw your the background. You have
Yes.
Polans, you have G4. Those are the top. I'm sure you have Fortaleza, you have Cascawin, Legado,
Yes.
all the
Yes.
good stuff.
But I mean, your agave forward note is, I mean, I would put it on par with some of the best up there that you named off, and actually a little bit better than some of the ones that you just named off without picking on anybody.
Wow, thank you.
It's just a very enjoyable sipping tequila.
And watch out, because next year we're going to be using 7-year-old agave of from our ranch in Arandas.
Okay.
So that's going to be one of the very few single estate tequilas coming out in 2024 that have so mature agave, that it's so
Okay.
and so full of sugar that I mean, it's going to be amazing too.
Yeah. Um, why did you come out with a Hoven and not a Repo?
That's a good question. When we released that expression, we found out that there were not many Hovens. Every single brand has the typical line of expressions: the Blanco, the Repo, the Añejo, the Extra Añejo, and then there's a new one, which is the high proof or the steel strength.
Yes.
So there are not more than four brands that carry Hovens. So what we decided to do is to do something that would be new to the market and very well done,
Mhm.
without
Okay. Yeah.
mentioning names, I guess.
You got
Manuel
Simbra that has the Hoven.
Siembra coming out of 1414 from David, which is
Yep.
amazing.
He had didn't he have one out of 1414 and 1123, if I remember correctly. But yeah, there is very few, and both of those are outstanding as well. Uh,
Yeah,
hopefully, one of these days we'll cross paths, or I'll scoop up a bottle on one of my trips out somewhere. So I look
there's
forward.
Cascanes. My friends of Cascanes have also or have a Hoven too.
Yes.
It's very good, but it's not very common. So when we were tasting at the very early stage of the project, we were tasting, and Sergio Cruz, we liked both the Blanco and the Repo. And then someone said, okay, why don't we mix them? And the, like, you're drinking, you come up with ideas. So someone just blended them very, not very professionally, just put one glass in the other, the content of it. And the outcome was amazing. So we said, okay, we want this exact liquor. And then the Hoven came up.
Amazing. So, do
Yeah.
you plan on doing a repo?
Yes, that's the next project. We're gonna start the repo. We're gonna release a repo in 2024, and we're gonna release a high proof too.
Oh, wow, that will be amazing. I can almost taste it now.
Yeah, we are in the process of setting some things up. Year 2024 started very rapid, very frantic, I would say, and we have to fine tune some things.
Yeah.
Uh, and in the next few weeks, when we sort out a number of things, we will let the public know what is going to happen.
Okay. Awesome. What kind of barrels are you using?
So far, American oak, formerly used for bourbon,
Okay.
with light. I don't know the word in English. I just forgot.
Char.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And are you recharring after every use, or about every 3 to 4?
I don't know the answer to that specific idea, to that specific question. I would have to go check and get the right answer. I don't want to
Yes.
respond something that I am not completely sure about.
Well, we'll have Sergio on here in a few weeks. So
All right, you can ask him.
yes. And how did you come up with the name of the tequila? I understand it's an amazing general that, you know, basically didn't use any weapons to go against a big army. And it was the Goliath story. And
Yeah, it's a true story. It was an actual event that happened between 1923. Well, the actual war, the Cristero War, happened between 1926 and 1929. And this decorated general had been released from the army um, because of the Mexican Revolution. So the people who took over the government were very anti-Christian, very much.
hmm,
They hate religion, and they Mexico in the west part, the southwest, it's a very religious, very Catholic population. So this government took it against the people. First, they tried to forbid people from worshiping publicly. Then they took away people's rights to go to church, to be baptized, to have a first communion, to get married. So the government really went, they crossed the line. So what happened is that a bunch of people got together and then went looking for someone who would be able to train in the military form these farmers and normal citizens, civilians, trying to defend from the army. The government sent the army to attack these people and to hunt and execute priests. They were killing priests. In fact, one of those 23 priests who were made saints is in my straight bloodline. He was a cousin of my great grandmother.
so that's how the name,
That's part of the story.
yeah.
So what happened is that General Gorostieta was hired by these people, by this group, and he was asked to give military training to the rebels. And Gorostieta was a very smart general who was trained in infantry, and he knew very well the art of the guerrillas. And the rebels are guerrillas by definition. So they took high points in the highest parts of Jalisco, some parts in Tepatitlan, some there are certain, like the Great Canyon. There are some parts in that area that geologically allow for the people in highland to look at a better perspective than those going on the lower land. And they started winning battles against the army with very little ammunition, with very little weaponry. And that's when they say Gorostieta became a Christian. He did not necessarily believe in the first stage of the war, because he was just brought in to do something, to deliver a job. But when he met all these people and that they were so convinced of their cause, then he became Catholic, a very, very believer, a true believer. And he said, we are to win this war, not because we have weapons or ammunition, but because these people are unstoppable. And there is no way to defeat an army who has this spirit and this uh, clear conviction of their beliefs. And the army they were underpaid. They were brought from everywhere. And they were, of course, knowing that they were being asked to shoot at civilians. So, on their own blood. I mean, there were Mexicans too. So
That's crazy.
that's crazy. Yeah,
What an amazing story, though. I mean,
it's
really,
a
it's a
story.
David and Goliath story.
It is. And whoever feels interested in digging a little bit more into it, you can find it on Wikipedia, General Gorostieta, and there's this whole thing. It's a large uh, piece of information that you can get.
And to think that, I mean, they were basically banning a religion, and now pretty much all I know of the Hispanic cultures, they're very Catholic religious.
Yeah.
So it definitely turned a tail.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, even today, that part of the country, which is Guanajuato, Jalisco, Michoacan, Colima, the western part, is very religious. So that the priests have a lot of power. They can even tell the mayor, the city mayor, what to do.
I know that every town that we visited while we were down there in Mexico, you had the town square, and then the primary church was somewhere very close by it usually.
Yes.
So
And that has not changed much.
no, and they're absolutely stunning. Nothing like what we have here in the States. A lot of them look like they're built out of warehouses and so forth, but the architecture and everything that's behind it is just astounding. I wish we had more of those here.
Yeah, well, those churches were built in the 1600s, most of
Wow.
them 1600s, and there was a lot of capital inflow from Spain, from Europe. So that explains why there was so much money put into it.
Okay, that
And then
makes sense.
independence came, and we've been at war since I mean a couple hundred years already. Every 100 years we have like our particular war on stuff. I mean, 1810 was independence. 1910 was the Mexican Revolution. 1926 to 29, the Cristero War, and right now we're fighting another war. Unfortunately, against well, cartels, and that is
Yeah,
bad.
but Jalisco seems to avoid a lot of that. Of course, I know the Mexican government um, patrols and tries to do their best in Jalisco to protect, you know, the biggest cash crop Mexico has. And that's the tequila and the agave plants. So yeah, it's quite interesting.
It's very much very interesting. I mean,
Yeah,
and probably speaking, I guess that area is just amazing. I mean,
yeah,
the mix, um, both culturally and the the people are so different. I mean, you can see people who you would believe they come from Norway by the way they look, or from Scotland or something like that. I mean, it's amazing.
yeah. We had no issues walking around at all when we were
Oh,
touring there. I mean, we were even going in alleyways to get to Fortaleza from while we were there in Tequila and El Telicano and some of those other ones, and we never felt in harm's way at all. And it's back alleys and back roads if you're walking from Tequila. So yeah,
yeah.
it was an amazing experience, and definitely looking forward to my next trip.
Make sure to make some space to visit our hacienda, please.
Absolutely. So is Anna Marie still part of the development of your guys' tequila, or has that been taken over by Sergio Cruz and the Vivanco family?
No, no, she's been working with us, and I mean things change and everything, but no, there are no such.
Awesome. Well, you got any other plans coming up for the new year that you're wanting to release, tell us about?
Yes, I will. I will let you know when the proper time comes. It should be within the next couple of weeks.
Awesome.
You'll be called to to be on the first row, hear about what is going to happen. I mean, these are very amazing, very exciting news.
Awesome. I look forward to it, Louis. Well, if you got anything else, we'll call it a wrap. And I thank you very much for joining us this evening and telling us about your tequila and the backstories of the brand and how you got involved in it. It's always interesting from my perspective to learn how a lot of you people got into this tequila culture that is just booming. And I mean, and also to come out with such an amazing tequila. It is truly enjoyable.
Thank you. And the best part of it is that, and I say this a lot in Mexico because there are not so many good brands. Surprisingly, I was listening to the Lucas Assis a few days ago, and he says it's very shocking to see that there are many more brands in the U.S. and the best brands are in the U.S., not in Mexico.
Yes, and I've heard that story myself many times. And then we have brands here that you don't even have in Mexico,
Yes, exactly.
which just floors me.
Yeah, and there are a number of reasons behind that. I mean, the government doesn't help you much here. Not that they do help you up there, but they do really block your guts here. It's so bad.
Huh.
But I mean, I'm more than happy. Bring your product to the US. We are entering Europe this year too. We're going to the UK. We're going to Spain. We're going to Italy. So there are big plans. There are a lot
Yes.
of fun ahead.
They will
I'll,
all enjoy it.
I'll make sure to.
Oh, did we lose you, Louis?
I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go.
I'm back. I'm sorry. Some phone call came in. I mean, it's not even. I was telling that I'm sure to keep you informed and to keep you on board with
Yeah,
whatever exciting news come up directly. I mean, we follow each other already on social media, and I'll make sure that Hidden Gem keeps you in good shape with the news.
I appreciate that a bunch. I know we got some group members that are in Japan, and that's a whole culture that I would have never have thought would have been into the tequila market, but they seem to have uh, a deep appreciation for it as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
South Korea drinks a lot too.
Yes. I've actually been approached by them many times. So, yeah, it's interesting. And China. China's another one. That,
I didn't know about that one. I think that's a more controlled economy, but
yes.
it's interesting.
Yeah. So they love their tequila over there too.
Great.
And hopefully we'll continue the path and keep creating these amazing tequilas.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning to do the rest of my life. No more lawyering. I've been doing this for almost 30 years, so enough.
Yeah. It's time to enjoy life and have some fun.
Exactly. Well, CJ, great seeing you. Great meeting you finally. And you enjoy that general that you have there.
I will. Thank you very much, sir.
All right.
All right. Thank you,
Well,
Louis.
take care.
Bye bye.
Great seeing you. Bye bye.